Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery channel. Welcome to Mali, a large and prominent country in Africa, with a vast area and an impressive gold and silver economy. Mali is not only one of the leading gold producers in the continent and the world, but also a place where people can easily find gold right in their backyards with just a pickaxe and shovel. Let's explore a country where precious resources are not only a source of pride but also an indispensable part of daily life. Mali is not only famous for its rich gold mines but also the homeland of one of the richest men in human history. A place where wealth and historical heritage blend together, creating a fascinating and colorful picture. Together we will explore the wonders of Mali, from the sparkling gold mines to the legendary stories of wealth and success. Together, we will understand more about a country where the richness of natural resources and the magnificence of history contribute to creating a beautiful and attractive picture. Before going into the content, please remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. Mali, a name that sounds simple and easy to pronounce, but behind that name lies a country full of mystery and excitement. Officially known as the Republic of Mali, this country is located in Western Africa, and is one of the largest countries on the continent. With an area of approximately 1.24 million square kilometers, Mali is the 8th largest country on the map of Africa. Exploring Mali is not an easy journey, but it is the vastness and special location of this country that makes Mali stand out. Its vast area not only creates a diverse natural landscape but also contains rich stories about the history, culture, and resources of a country that is famous for its great heritage. Together, we will unlock the secrets of Mali, from the fields of gold and silver to the mysterious legends of this land. Mali is not only a destination worth exploring, but also a place that holds profound cultural and historical values, waiting to be discovered and understood. Population. Despite Mali's large size, at around 1.24 million square kilometers, its population is quite modest, at around 20 million people. Of those 20 million, 18 million are Muslim. This is an important part of Mali's diverse cultural landscape. The capital of Mali, Bamako, has a meaningful and interesting name. While the name Mali means hippo in the local language, Bamako means place of crocodiles. These names conjure up images of a land full of water, but in reality, this is not the case. Mali is located mainly south of the Sahara Desert, and most of its territory is flat land, where desert prevails as you move north. With a terrain that is mostly desert and sandy, Mali receives very limited rainfall and often faces droughts. This has resulted in over 90% of Mali's population living in the south, where living conditions are less harsh. The north of the country, near the Sahara, is mostly sand and desert, creating a picture that is in stark contrast to the home of crocodiles image that the capital's name evokes. History. Mali, with its rich history, was once an important part of the mighty empires of West Africa. At its peak, the country belonged to the Mali Empire, a power that dominated the trans-Saharan trade route. The very name of the country today, Mali, is part of the legacy of this great empire. In the 19th century, Mali fell under French colonial control and became part of French Sudan. This colonial period did not last forever. In 1959, Mali and Senegal jointly gained independence and formed the Mali Federation, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the country's history. However, after just 1 year, the Mali Federation disintegrated, and Mali officially became an independent country in 1960. This transformation ushered in a new era for Mali, a country rich in tradition and culture, which continues to build its future on the foundations of a proud history. Languages. In Mali, a culturally and linguistically diverse country, there are a total of 12 officially recognized languages. Among them, Bambara and French are the most prominent. Over 80% of Malians can communicate in Bambara, making it the most common language in the community. French, a legacy of the French colonial period, still plays an important role and is the main language of communication in many administrative and educational sectors. The combination of these languages not only reflects Mali's cultural richness but also tells the story of a country with a rich history of exchange. When you set foot in Mali, this linguistic diversity will open up to you a world of rich stories, traditions and interactions. Come explore and feel the blend of unique languages and cultures in this country. Ancient university. In West Africa, especially in Mali, there is a famous university with a long history and profound influence not only in Africa but also in the Middle East. That is the University of Timbuktu, one of the continent's greatest ancient centers of learning. Timbuktu is not only a symbol of Islamic intellectualism but also a center of wealth and cultural development. In the past, this city was a meeting point of knowledge and trade. A famous poet from West Africa, in what is now Mali, once wrote, "Gold comes from the north, silver from the south. But knowledge comes from Timbuktu." In the 14th century, Timbuktu was an important strategic point on the trans-Saharan gold, slave, and salt trade route. These trade routes not only enriched the economy but also turned Timbuktu into a center of learning and culture, where scholars from all over came to exchange knowledge and learn. Mosque. Let's explore a unique structure, which dates back to the 13th century but whose current appearance dates back to the early 20th century. It is the largest mud and brick structure in the world, with an area of over 5.6 square kilometers, larger than any other mud structure on the planet. We are talking about the Djenne Mosque, a great and meaningful architectural wonder. The Djenne Mosque is notable not only for its enormous size but also for its unique design with minarets protruding from the main walls. An ostrich egg placed on the minaret of the mosque symbolizes fertility and life. The walls of the mosque, which are 40 to 60 centimeters thick depending on the height, are made of mud and brick. This thickness helps keep the mosque cool at night and resist the heat during the day, creating an ideal environment in the harsh climate of the Sahara. During the Middle Ages, the Djenne Mosque was one of the most important centers of Islamic learning in Africa, attracting thousands of students from all over to study and learn the Quran. Every year, the renovation of the mosque became a major festival, attracting the participation of the entire community. For the locals, the renovation was not only a necessary task but also a manifestation of respect and religious belief. At the beginning of the renovation season, a competition was held to see who could be the first to bring mud to replaster the mosque. Meanwhile, the elderly would sit in the outside area, supervising the construction to the sound of bustling music and lavishly laid out trays of food. In 1988, the Djenne Mosque was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, marking the global recognition of the cultural and historical value of this structure. Although there are many older mosques, the Djenne Mosque remains the most famous landmark in Mali, firmly holding its place as an irreplaceable symbol of the culture and history of this land. White salt. Before we explore the wonders of gold in Mali, let's look at a special, white gold, that the country is equally famous for: salt. Salt, an essential mineral for every civilization, has not only played an important role in daily life but also formed the core of the economy in West Africa. In ancient times, salt was even exchanged for gold or slaves, demonstrating its great value in the history of trade. Mali, despite being landlocked, possesses an underground treasure, rich underground salt mines. These salt mines are not only famous but also contributed to Mali's wealth in the past. The salt here is mined from ancient salt lakes using traditional manual methods. Imagine the miners working diligently with primitive tools, carefully digging and cutting each block of salt. After mining, salt is transported by camels, animals that play an important role in bringing salt from the mines to distribution centers. In modern times, salt transportation has also shifted to using cars, but this traditional method still bears a part of the historical and cultural imprint of the land. Answer: from ancient salt mines, salt is distributed throughout regions of Africa, contributing significantly to the economic development and life of the people. Mali is not only a place of glittering gold treasures but also the home of precious, white gold, reflecting the creativity and perseverance of the people here in exploiting and managing their precious resources. Gold in Mali. And the last fascinating story about Mali takes us into a mysterious and fascinating world, the world of gold. In Mali, gold is not only a precious resource but also a symbol of life and hope. In any place in this country, you can easily see the sparkling light of gold. Gold mining here is so easy that you can find it with just a pickaxe or shovel. Therefore, the income of the Malian people mainly comes from gold mining. The Malian government, in order to promote economic development, has allowed people to freely mine gold. This has led to a situation where in Mali, not just some but almost everyone participates in gold mining. It can be said that Mali is a poor country with many shortages, but gold is the only thing they cannot do without. But why, despite having so much gold, do people still live in hardship? The answer lies in Mali's underdeveloped industry. Life here is harsh with little rain, a lot of desert and limited arable land. People have to rely on food imports from other countries, but because neighboring countries also have food shortages, prices are very high. Sometimes, food is more expensive than gold. Therefore, even hard-working gold miners often face shortages, only having enough to eat one day and then going hungry the next. Mali's gold industry is also very backward. The gold mining method is still primitive, with the participation of all ages, from women, children to the elderly, all working in exchange for daily food. The large number of gold miners has led to a situation where gold prices are pushed down, making people work hard but still cannot make a living. Despite this, Mali is still one of the top 3 gold exporters in Africa. 1/3 of the country's total gold production comes from artisanal mining. Gold from Mali is transported not only through official channels but also through smuggling, mainly to partners such as the UAE. The illegal gold trade between Mali and Dubai is simple. A person can carry up to 40 kilograms of gold per week from Mali to Dubai, thanks to the corruption of airport and customs officials. And now, we come to the story of the richest man in human history, Mansa Musa, the king of the Mali Empire. Not Elon Musk, not Bill Gates, but Mansa Musa himself, who was so rich that when he spent money, the entire economy of medieval Egypt was in turmoil. He gave gold and silver to the poor so much that the price of gold in Egypt and the Middle East plummeted for more than a decade. Mansa Musa ascended the throne in 1313, when Mali was a powerful empire with control of important gold and salt trade routes. He amassed a huge fortune, with half of the world's gold and salt passing through Mali. In addition to gold and salt, Mali also possessed luxury goods such as spices and sugar. In 1324, Mansa Musa made a pilgrimage to Mecca, and it was a grand journey. He brought with him his entire court, more than 60,000 people, thousands of camels and slaves, along with a huge amount of gold. His generosity caused inflation in Cairo and reduced the value of gold in North Africa and the Middle East. Thank you for following the story of Mali, a colorful and mysterious country. If you find this story interesting, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell and share the video so you don't miss out on other interesting content. See you in the next stories.